Hello. Today I wanted to hop on and speak with you about your spiritual life because if you find I wanted to hop on and speak with you about your spiritual life because if you find I wanted to hop on and oh my, that echo again. So back on it here. If you find your spiritual life is suffering, someone just said this to me recently. They found that their spiritual life really suffered during COVID. And if you notice that too, and you would like to have a thriving spiritual life, a thriving spiritual connection or relationship, then this is going to be for you today. I'm going to be on, I'm assuming, for about 10 minutes talking through this topic because without a spiritual life, we lack a big part of our lives that can give us meaning, purpose, peace in any storm, focus, joy, even when we're going through troubles. And many of my clients, whether they know it or not, end up talking with me about spiritual things, which we'll define in a minute, even though they're career focused leaders or creative entrepreneurs from all over that I've worked with. My name's Amy Engelmark, and I'm a spiritual advisor, and I'm also a business consultant. And the thing is, we can't lead powerfully unless we have our own anchors, our own non-negotiables. So whatever spirituality means to you, if you want your spiritual life to thrive, now is the time to tune in or come back and listen to this recording afterwards. Let's define spirituality. So when I looked up the definition, it's a feeling, sense, or belief that there's something greater than yourself. And that greater whole that we're all a part of is divine in nature. It's bigger than us. And it gives us a sense of wholeness, peace, purpose, like I was talking about. So if you have lost your sense of connection spiritually, then there are many ways that that could have happened, or reasons that that could have happened. And I'm going to give you some of the reasons when it's happened to me from my life. So sometimes I have not given myself permission to be my full authentic self, and I haven't expressed myself openly as much as I wanted to. I can remember a time in my life, especially around 15 years ago, where that was really the case. And it felt frustrating, saddening, because I wasn't being true to myself. If you're watching this and that just hit home for you, I would love it if you commented and say, yeah, that's me. Or that would make me feel spiritually connected if I was to feel confident enough to express myself confidently, confident enough to express myself openly. So that's one of the things that can make us feel disconnected, is when we're not our true selves. We're not allowing ourselves to express ourselves openly, all of who we want to be and is ready to be expressed right now. Another reason is sometimes can become so busy trying to achieve or accomplish that I get focused on that instead of the bigger meaning of my life. And there's a bigger meaning for your life. So I get focused on achievement according to my own understanding. And then my eyes get off of who my creator is and my purpose is. And another reason is, and this is just so simple and practical for not having a thriving spiritual life from my personal experience, is not setting aside time to reflect, to learn, to grow spiritually as a person. It's just the same as in marriage or the time that we set aside for our children. If we don't have that one-on-one time, whether you believe in a spiritual entity or not, if you're not setting aside time for reflection, maybe spirituality involves journaling for you. That's also part of my process. Then you are missing out on the connection you could be experiencing and that sense of joy and insight and wisdom and calmness that you could be living from. And then my last point I wanted to share with you from my life comes from a thought pattern. And that's what has caused disconnection for me in the past spiritually and caused my spiritual life to suffer, is that this sense that, yeah, I've got it all under control. My understanding of my life is all that I need. My plan for my life is the best plan for my life. The timing of that plan is the best timing according to me. So that kind of thought pattern has stopped me from being as connected as I want to be with God. And you might call God simply a good source, but that divine energy that connects us all can become disconnected and faint and weak when we think we know it all and we have the highest understanding for ourselves of our lives. And then therefore we don't need to be connected to a higher power. And we've got it all figured out. So who needs any extra help or any extra insight or any extra power? When the truth of the matter is, thank you very much. I would love power with my very daunting dreams. I would love extra energy when mine wears out because I have physical human limits. How about you? I would love to hear if you would love extra energy, extra power, extra insight and wisdom when you don't know what to say, or you've forgotten what to say, or you don't feel like you have what the other person in front of you needs, but you want to help them. Wouldn't you love a divine download to have the answers for that person? And you didn't even come up with them. They just somehow, you became aware of them. So let's talk about, those are the things that have held me back from spiritually thriving, and just some of them. There's many things. Those are just the three that came top of mind. Being too busy, focused on accomplishing and achieving, which is important for us to be risk takers, not to be stupid, but to be risk takers and to continually use our skills and grow, but not to be so focused on achieving that we don't make time for spiritual health and growth. And second was not setting aside time for reflection, learning, or spiritual growth. Third, focusing on the only partial truth that my understanding and my plan and my timing is the best, and I don't need any outside insight or help. Now let's talk about what I believe are some of the best ways for you to thrive spiritually. And if you're a business leader tuning in here, you're a creative entrepreneur, or you are a career focused leader, that doesn't mean that you don't have feelings and a spirit inside that body, that physical body, right? Your feelings and your spiritual needs matter just as much as the people on your team or the people that you serve who pay you. So make sure that you're treating your own needs as important, because you don't have to do your work alone. You actually can have divine support. And I have found that to be incredibly helpful and important in my work. So here are the ways that you can start feeling more connected and start thriving spiritually. 1, have someone, whether it's current friendships that have become weaker or new friendships, people in your life that you can talk to about spiritual things, your questions, your thoughts, what you've been mulling over, a mentor. Make sure you have someone that you can go deep with and share the uncomfortable things. Find answers to your doubts. Find answers to your questions. Figure out ways to practically bring your faith and your belief into your work, into your marriage, into your friendships, so that you can be the full expression of who you want to be. That's point number one. And then the second is to stop denying your dreams and putting off your dreams, because when you do that, we know that just like an acorn that isn't watered or isn't planted will never grow into an oak tree, but it has the blueprint inside of it to grow into that oak tree, because that's just what an acorn does. And you have a blueprint in you to achieve a fantastic dream or many dreams. And you get to co-create to make that dream become a reality. And it's probably a big one if you're listening in, because those are the type of people that are attracted to my work. And if you don't express your dream and you put it on the back burner and you let doubt be louder than faith in your mind, and you let self-criticism and fear take up more of your mental real estate than belief and trust, then part of you will start dying, because it's just a universal law. You are shrinking if you're not expanding. So you want to stay in the state of expansion by practicing trusting. So allow your dreams to start unfolding and put more energy into talking yourself into your dreams than out of them. Because when we do, we express ourselves, our full divine nature, made in the image of the Creator from my personal point of view. So you are full of power to achieve any dream that's been planted in your heart. It's not a selfish dream. It's going to help many people. And you're able to express yourself authentically and fully in this season of life. That will help you feel much more spiritually connected. It's a way of you saying, thank you for what you put inside of me. Now I'm going to go use it. That's the second point. First was not expressing your spiritual thoughts, needs, desires to anyone else, friend or mentor, or doing that, make sure you have people you can do that with. And then you're going to access the power that you need, the joy, the peace of mind, the strength, the insight in order to achieve that dream. And then instead of denying your dreams, put them on the front burner and focus more on trust, belief, and faith and your strengths, rather than fear and doubt and self-critical thoughts. The last point I want to leave you with is to pay attention to the signs. If you're somebody who's tuning in, like a client of mine who is used to thinking that spirituality is like woo-woo and there's no basis for it, no proof, no facts, but you are being drawn into a more spiritual life, and you kind of see the signs around you. You have an intuitive side to you, like we all do, and you want to honor that. This is one of the ways you can become more spiritually connected and thrive, is by starting to pay attention to what are people saying around you? What are signs you see in nature that are guiding and directing you? Whenever you can sense peace or something in your heart, like that's fireworks and it just lights up, that's that's like a clue for you to head in that direction. Allow yourself to be led by peace, not false peace, like trying to keep the peace with others and appease them so that they like you, but true peace, what feels right in your heart, even if it means you'll disappoint others, or even if it means it's going to require you to expand and get a little bit uncomfortable, but it feels right. Start differentiating that feeling and notice when you hear something from someone and your heart just lights up, and pursue those signs and start trusting. And you will, I guarantee, become more spiritually attuned to be able to hear God speaking to you in a variety of ways. One of the ways God speaks to me is through my dreams. And I specifically ask to get signs in my dreams, and I do. So when you ask, expect that you will receive those signs. for direction and guidance. And that's all for today. I really wanted to quickly dive into how you can start thriving spiritually so that your business can become more fruitful and expand. Your professional life can impact more people and they can come to you to get really important needs met. Your family will benefit because you're more calm and grounded and you have your own anchor so that you can be the anchor for everyone else because you're firm and steady, even in the storm. If you'd like to talk to me more about this, please send me a private message. I'd be more than happy to make time for you, 20 minutes for us to have a consultation, and we can look at the options for working with me. But if you're not there yet and you're just curious and this is the first time you've ever seen me live, then I'd also encourage you to download the happiness checklist I'm going to put in the comments in just 3 seconds, because that will give you a great framework for developing the daily habits for you to guard your happiness so that you're giving to others from a full cup. So important. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I will answer them after I'm done this live. Okay, thanks so much for joining me and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.